Okay. I think everything else is working. Hello, everybody. I'm hoping... This is our first time playing Pokemon Shield. I did Pokemon Sword a while back, but... Again, it's been a while since I've streamed the game. Yeah, try... This looks more like me. I'm kind of hoping in the next few months I can kind of play some of the games that got popular a while ago, but I don't have too much faith in that. Yeah, this looks good. We're doing a mono dark run with Pokemon Shield. This is one of the first times I've done a run quite like this. We'll see how well it works. Yep, I am who I say I am. I feel like this is kind of an... I'm hoping the audio of it. Everything is working. My headset is not working right, apparently. So, yeah, that's going to be an issue. Okay. We are starting Galar region. I think my... I don't exactly know where to put it, so it's not in the way. It's about the best I'm gonna get. 50 cities. As you know, our society is able to thrive. That's a steel type, by the way. With help of these mysterious creatures we call Pokemon. He is a steel type trainer. I have played this game before. It's been about a year. What we're going to do, as the name suggests, a dark monotype run. We are going to break one rule with the monotype run, and that is we will keep our starter. Dark monotype run. Oh! I didn't realize. So. Inteleon isn't dark type. I think we'll start with Sobble this time. I was worried about, okay, dark types in the... Sableye and Thievul can both be found earlier in the game. We're going to be doing a dark monotype. Okay. So we're going to kind of... So one of the things that I use, the reasons why I chose Shield for this as opposed to... Yeah, let me see if I can find... Oh, it's alphabetical. I found a site that basically explained all this. Dark. Drapion, Grimmsnarl, Bisharp, Pangoro, Mandibuzz, Crawdont. Thievul. Oh, Shiftry. Tyranitar. Hydreigon. I forgot Hydreigon was not available in Sword. Or in Shield. First Pokemon would be Nickit. Let's see what we can do with this game, because I don't fully know. Currently doing a monotype run. Okay. Okay. I don't know exactly how well this is going to work. Hello to my 4 viewers. How are you? I don't know why I went from 4 to 2. But anyway. Got a Munchlax. Yeah, it's old bag. So this is where things will get kind of interesting. I don't know how well this is gonna work. If I'm being 100% honest. Press X in the menu. Town map. Hey, we got the map at the beginning. I forgot about that. Gotta go all the way to Wedgehurst. Battle style switch. We're gonna manually have it give nicknames. Gyroscope use. Vertical. Autosave on. Casual controls. Show nicknames. Skip moves. Skip movies. Well, that looks good. I think there's something... Yeah, we've got 3 potions, and we've got... Oh, I forgot we started with the fishing rod at the beginning. That's neat. That's really helpful. So... There's the front door. This takes a couple of days, by the way. I'm gonna start an ad. This is ad 4, so we'll see. Huh. Even if it's as big as a Snorlax. Oh, Wooloo. So I'm not really going to do anything other than... I think we're going to get... I don't know who we're going to get for our Mono Dark Run. I honestly didn't know whether I was going to pull this off. You may have something. Our science is amazing. Now you can battle and trade Pokemon with other people just by walking around. I'm trying to remember what mechanic that was tied to. You should be in here, I think. Okay. Do we get ourselves lost? Isn't it a bad idea to go? Isn't this one of those it's dangerous to go alone moments? Oh, because there's no grass. Okay. I just want to get to the main game, folks. I love the fact that there's so much. Okay, that's going into grass. There's Lee. Okay. Leon is an unusual character throughout this game, but we'll kind of explain some things over time. This should be a fairly good game. I haven't streamed something like this in a while. Pokemon Emerald went on the back burner for a while we finished what was left. So we'll see how things work. Okay. 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 Welcome to the end of the beginning of Pokemon Shield. Now, I've been doing some research on this, and I've been told Inteleon is probably the best option we've got to cover weaknesses. Where did I see that? That's Monotype. Okay. So I think I'm going to choose Sobble this time. That was kind of what I was planning the first time I did this stream. I played Sword a while back, and I picked Scorbunny. You chose Sobble. I don't know if we're gonna... Because we're just doing a dark run, not a... We're not doing a Nuzlocke, we're just doing a dark type run. Okay. I'm hoping he's gonna start with Wooloo. Because honestly, Scorbunny may have a... And Grookey gets brought with Leon. Inteleon can learn dark moves. The next day. Yeah, this is going to get interesting very quickly. Hey! This isn't gonna go the way he expects. Especially since he started with Wooloo. If he had started with Scorbunny, it might have actually been a little bit easier for him to win, but not with Wooloo. Because I believe Sobble learns a water-type move at level 6. The one big thing that I'm worrying about is I think our first gem is a... Yep. What is our first gem? Pokemon Shield gems. Oh, we get thrown right into a grass gem. Pokemon Shield is the ghost gem, so. Searchester isn't bad, it's a rock gem, so we should be able to do that. Oh, Spikemuth is really our... Spikemuth and Hammerlock are probably our two harder ones. Okay. Oh, because we've learned water gun already. Okay, this is gonna be easy. I didn't realize it learned water gun at such a low level. We're gonna do pretty well overall. And there goes Scorbunny. We're at level 7 already. Inteleon's gonna be helpful to cover weaknesses. I remember the running joke about Inteleon was it looked like Steve Buscemi. For those that don't know who Steve Buscemi is, he is an actor. Relatively well-known one. Okay. Not putting the cart before the horse. Mono Dark runs are going to be a little bit weird for this game. First Dark type. Dark types in Pokemon. Shield. Dark type. Pokemon Shield. I know Nickit I can get fairly early on. You can get, like... I'm trying to remember where you can get some early ones. Nickit, I think you can get early on. Route 1, yeah. Pokemon Shield Route 1. 5% chance, but... Oh no. The Wooloo have all left. Got to save it. I think we can... This is one of those weird ones that we may actually... Pokemon Slumbering Weld. Slumbering Weld. What is in this area? Nothing that I can catch. Nothing dark that I can catch. Okay. Okay. The irony that there is a poison fairy. Oh no. I have a spawn. That we're not gonna catch anything here. We're gonna try and our kitty. I know what the audio for this sounds like. I'm trying to stay quiet because I know where the audio really goes weird in this. Isn't he about to get attacked by something? In the Lost Fog. I don't see anything. Okay. Something showed up behind us. Zamazenta. It did nothing. Okay. I literally can't see Sobble anymore. Mean that one? Okay. So I don't know how much further I'm going to get in this. Is this home? Yes. Pretty sure this is home. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna see what we can do for the next, like, 30 minutes. Okay, so now that we're into the next day, Up is waiting on Route 1. So we're going to try and get to Wedgehurst first. There's a deeper part of Slumbering Well that I'd like to go into, but our goal is to get to Modestoke. Not quite as soon as possible, but if we can get there in about a week or two. There's nothing really on this route that we can catch that actually will make a difference. I don't know. Okay. Do I actually have anything that I can go catch stuff in? Yes, I do. I have 5 Pokeballs. There's nothing on this route that I can get to my... As much as I'd like to get something, the first time I'm actually going to find a Pokemon that I can use for my... for this run will be... The first time I can actually get a Pokemon for this run will be Route 3, I think. Route 1. There's a 5% chance of getting a Nickit on Route 1. Hello to my 4 viewers, how are you? Okay, my thing says 4, but the stream says 3, so I don't know who's right. Oh. Aren't there 2 Professor Magnolias? What is it today? Oh. She's horrible with directions. I can't think of... Sonya. She cooks. We were rifles during our gym challenge. Yeah, Yamper is a corgi. A Welsh corgi, to be more specific. Yes. So now we've got the Pokedex. House down along Route 2. Let's see. From here, I think we can actually catch our first Dark type. Into Potion. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go back to that route because we should be able to... Do we actually have anything that we can... Yes, we can catch Pokemon now. There should be... Can I get a Nickit on this first route? Because it's a 5%. Yeah. Overworld spawn. Overworld spawn route 1. Which means we should be able to see them wandering west. There's Rakiti. There's Corvette. You're not. Neither of you are what I'm looking for. That's Rakiti. Let me leave Route 1. back in Postwick. Let's see if that reset. That's Rikiti. Ah! Yes! There's a Nickit. Our first dark type. I remember it does a lot of damage. Okay, we're going to use Pound one more time and then hope that doesn't knock it out. There we go. And we have a Nickit. We have our first dark type in this game. 2 foot tall. No. Nickit has been added to your party. Rulu, Rikiti. We really got the only thing we can really catch on this route for a dark run. So we're gonna go in. We've made it to Wedgehurst. We're gonna go talk to Hop. And then we're gonna call it a day. Okay. Of this kind. Okay, so I think this is where we're gonna stop for now. We're in Wedgehurst already. At this point, I think we're going to stop here. I don't know if I'm really going to be able to do a whole lot with this stream, but we'll kind of... Let's see. There's not really a whole lot I can do. We're gonna add those, but other than that... So we're now saving our area, and I think okay, so we're gonna go find the professor's house next week, or next stream. There's an item here. Revive. I'm trying to discern if I'm gonna keep items. I don't exactly know what kind of rules I'm gonna have with this run. Yeah, let's just randomly walk into people's houses. Know what I'm doing here. I think we're gonna call this a day. Because now we're going into our next route, into Route 2. What is Route 2? We can get Zigzagoon here. So we should be able to get a couple of... Yeah, we'll get Purloin. We'll have an almost full Dark team pretty soon after. That's why I was going to do a Dark run in this game. Because you can get Zigzagoon and Purloin. This is where it's a little bit easier. Because we should be able to get a Zigzagoon here as well. We can get a Zigzagoon in the overworld on Route 2. Basically, if you don't see what you're looking for on Route 2, walk back over to Wedgehurst, walk back out. There's Corvette. No. That's a Nicket. We already have one of those. Let me see. Yumper! that doesn't help. I don't see a Zigzagoon. So we've got Nickit. We're gonna try and run across and reset as often as possible to see if we can get. I don't see. Are they not viewable from the overworld? Overworld spawns visible, yeah. It's gonna take us a while to find. Yeah, I'd really like to find. Ah! Zigzagoon! Hey, we get one! I want to get a Zigzagoon, and then there's a Purloin that we can get that's like a 10% chance. Zigzagoon only has like a 2% chance. No. Zigzagoon used liquid. I don't want to knock it out. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. 2% chance of catching that thing, or 2% chance of actually finding one. Oh, we'll have bind. Ah! No! Why do you have to make... Oh. I was like, why do you have to make eye contact with me? Nope. You're a Choodle. So, literally all I've got optional is a Purloin. Let's see if I can catch a Purloin as well. Nope. Purloin or Rakiti has a 20% chance. That's a Nickit. That's another Nickit. There's Zigzagoon. High enough that I can catch. It's not going to be escaping anytime soon. Please don't knock out Snubble. Please. That's 2. And that's a Zigzagoon. And I think the last thing we can actually find is a Purloin. Let's see if we can find Purloin. I think they're visible in the overworld grass. Oh. Purloin is a tall grass only. So we have to actually go into the grass. That's our kitty. Let's run. Lotad. Don't necessarily want to deal with the Lotad. If I can catch a Purloin, I'll be thrilled, because that'll be Mono Dark, and that'll get us almost a full team for a Mono Dark run. Blipbug! Nope. I don't want a Blipbug. I'd like to get... There's a Lotad again. The thing is... It's a Blipbug. I think we call it a day here and try and figure things out. I would love to find a Purloin, but... I know that's going to be highly unlikely. And at this point I also want to... There's another place that I can find a Purloin, so if I don't get one this time... Isn't there another place that I can find a Purloin in this game? Because I have Zigzagoon. Aren't there 2 places you can catch this thing? Dappled Grove, Monastery, Riverbank. Yes, everything else is like Lake Axwell. Dappled Grove. There's Dappled Grove. You can find Nuzleaf. Where is Dappled Grove? Dappled Grove Pokemon Shield. Where is this area? Oh. Right after we get to Modesta. Right after we get past... Map. Town map. So, Dappled Grove is in... Oh. Use I. Dappled Grove is right over here, so shortly after we go through the train and Route 2, we can find Dappled Grove. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's still fairly early on in the Anyway, I will see you all next time. Because the thing is, Dappled Grove is up in this area. It's just right after we go through the meetup spot. It's literally right after this, so we should be able to get that before our first gym. And that works. So, I will go ahead and raid out. We will see where we're going this time. BRB. Okay. We're going to wait a few minutes until our viewers come back. And that's okay. A couple extra minutes isn't going to be an issue. I don't think I could really do streams much longer than this. Just from personal experience. Hello to my third viewer. How are you? Welcome in. As you can see, we are doing a mono dark run. I have to get to Route 2. We'll get everything before the first gym, so that's okay. I forget that there's a lot before the first gym to do. But right now we're doing a dark run with Nickit a Zigzagoon. And our next Pokemon in Dappled Grove oh, we've also got Nuzleaf that we can get from there. Oh, once we get to Dappled Grove, we're good. We'll be able to find a little bit of everything. That's helpful. We're looking for a Purloin. Or at least that's one of our goals. We'll also try and catch a Shiftry there. Because that's one of the only Pokemon we've got left that we haven't found. Okay, so we are back. I will see you all next time. Go ahead and raid out. I've got two options as to who I could raid. I'm not sure if I'm too small to raid this person. It should be interesting, to say the least. Can I raid? Yes. Hello, Luca. We're gonna raid to Luca. This would be a really good one. We raided out to Luca. What? In stream.